They don't want men to understand women. They don't want men to understand women. When a man starts to truly understand female nature and the way that women think, suddenly things change. When men wake up and realize and they understand, hey, women are not the exact same as men, they think different, suddenly everything changes. Watch the video to fully understand why they don't want us, why they don't want men to understand women. And now let's continue. They don't want us to understand women, guys. They want us to continue to be ignorant and fools. Because if men wake up and truly understand how women think and how women operate, then suddenly men no longer want to date. Men no longer want to have relationships. Men no longer want to have babies.
He only wanted free food.
So this was nice. The margarita was great, but I do gotta go.
You sure you want me to like take you home?
Nah, love, I'm good. I'll get a taxi. It's nice knowing you.
You see, guys, this is a scam. It's been one big scam from day one. And the scam continues to go. And men continue to fall for it. And simps are pissed off because they realize men are waking up and walking away. So they don't want that. They want men to stay ignorant. They want men to continue falling prey to women who are predatory. All right? The less she likes you, the more she will take advantage of you.
If I wanted to take you on a first date, would Pizza Hut be okay?
It depends.
What would it depend on?
How much I liked you. It would depend.
So for the guys who you like the least amount, where would you want them to take you?
Like a 5-star steakhouse.
And the guys you like the most, where would you go with them?
I would probably expect less, just because I like them.
But why make the man that you like the least amount invest more up front than the guys who you're more attracted to?
Because he's got to work for it. Since I like him the least amount, he's got to work for it. At least I'm giving him a chance.
You're the prize in a relationship.
Duh. Exactly. Exactly.
Why wouldn't we be?
But the more attractive guy, he's a prize to you.
Not really. They're never a prize.
No. I believe the woman's always a prize.
You see, guys, these people are very, very corrupt. You know, women have a certain archetype. They are attracted to narcissistic men. They are attracted to the types of men that the typical man avoids. If we begin to emulate the traits of the kinds of men that women love, we end up becoming those types of men and invite chaos into our lives. I've talked about Chad and Tyrone extensively. I've said this many times that Chad and Tyrone are the same person. You might think, well, Chad is the pretty boy and Tyrone is a thug. They're the same person and they're scratching the same damn itch. Women like a steady stream of emotions, emotional highs and emotional lows. And that's what both Chad and Tyrone deliver. These are low-value men. True Chads, correction. You know, true Chads are broke boys. True Tyrones are broke boys. I've had my subscribers write in and say, hey, I used to be a Tyrone. I used to be flat broke. And when I was flat broke and had no money and I was just a straight up Tyrone, I was getting laid regularly in a freaking hoopty. Okay? Back when I was a complete piece of shit, I was getting laid and women were in love with me. Now that I'm a man of value, now that I'm working on myself, that I'm building out my brand, I'm driving a nicer car, I am a man of value. Now I do not get women the same way I used to get women. It's the same thing with Chads. Look at Brad Pitt. If Brad Pitt was just a poor Chad, he would be getting even more women than he's getting now. I know it sounds crazy to you, all right? But once you become a man of value, all right, and you actually have value for yourself, women are now going to keep you at arm's distance more. They're going to try to take advantage of you. The personality trait of these Chads and Tyrones are narcissists, all right? Sociopathic. A lot of these guys are very lazy. They bring nothing to the table and nothing to society. And of course, every woman is like, oh my gosh, she's precious. You see, women only see good men as providers and protectors. It's only about what these men can do for them. As men, we don't have time for the streets, okay? If you're studying to be an electrician, if you study to be an electrician, that's going to take you a lot of work, all right? And even before you can become a master electrician, you got to go work with another electrician. It's a load of BS, all right? And then once you become an actual electrician, what are you doing? You're out busy doing electrical work. You don't have time for the streets. And even once you finally got into a point where you're able to sit back and relax a bit, and maybe you have people working for you, or you're only working a certain number of hours a day, you still don't have time for the streets. Okay, your free time is still precious. You're an adult. All right, you're busy building out your business, building out your brand, or focusing on yourself. All right, people don't want to hear that women are attracted to toxic individuals, and modern women have a lot of toxic traits, and this is just a fact. Women, typical woman, and people hate to hear this, but there's a large part of that female psychology that shifts towards a shallow way of thinking. The fact remains that society does not want men to understand women. Sims definitely don't want men to understand women, because the very moment that men understand women, they go their own way. All right? A lot of men don't even walk away. They go their own way. Walking away is men basically choosing their best alternatives. All right? So basically men with alternatives. But when men truly start to understand female nature and how women think, and the fact that women don't think using facts, they think using feelings, and then feelings replace facts. So that's how you can now understand, like, how does a woman come to these crazy conclusions that are not based in reality? They make sense to her because they are based in feelings, and then she chooses the feelings that she likes the most, regardless if it makes sense, regardless if it's based in society. And it's only when her life is ruined, when she makes a bad decision and listens to her feelings, and then she says, my feelings betrayed me, that she then ultimately looks and says, yeah, I screwed up. And that's the only time that she'll actually face the actual facts.
Age?
25.
Are you single?
I am single.
How easy is it to get a man to commit to you?
Pretty easy if I like him enough.
Walk me through.
She has criteria.
Big, black, bald, bearded. That's my criteria.
But hold on. What's the difference between a big bald black man and a big bald white man, or a big bald Indian man?
One's white, one's black. That's the difference.
You don't think that's like superficial? You're just looking at the characteristics like that?
I can be superficial. I think when I'm living and dating to plan a future with somebody, I get to be superficial. I get to be picky.
So why limit yourself?
I just always saw myself dating a black man, so that's what I want. I want my kids to be black.
Was your ex big, bald, black, and bearded?
Woody was white. Woody was white. Woody was white. Which is when I realized I don't like white men. I don't want to date white men. There's too many logistics that have to.
You know what's very sad? I've talked about this video before, and there are idiots in my comments who are like, well, she has her preference, she has her preference. Black guys, oh, she has her preference. Bro, unless you are a toxic man, she does not like good men. All right? She likes toxic men. I'm telling you straight up right now. If a white guy who is a thug with a tall, bald head, doesn't matter if he's black or white, total utter thug came into her life, all of a sudden she would start falling in love. She does not want Michael, who works in IT. Okay, she wants Jamal, who just got out of state penitentiary. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, who hurt you? Who hurt you for you to think this way? I hope someone helps you. No, bro, we're talking about how women actually think. Men and women are not the same. Men and women do not think the same, but they want to condition us to believe this garbage. This is the reason why you have idiots in the comments who are like, if you can choose from one Bitcoin or meet your soulmate. A lot of these idiots said, I would meet my soulmate because if I meet my soulmate, she will never leave me. And even if I'm living in a box, she will live in the box with me. These men are complete idiots. Complete and utter idiots. Most women, if you told most women, listen, one Bitcoin is currently worth $65,000. All right? You can go to Coinbase.com, receive the Bitcoin, and then immediately cash it out to your bank account. Or you can go meet your soulmate. Most women would take the money. Most women would take the money. All right? Or at least a large portion of them. So many men are not using their heads because they believe in all this Disney princess BS. Like they're a prince and they're going to find their princess and then they're going to ride off on a magical carpet. It's a load of bullshit and hogwash. The reality is that there are many Mrs. Rights out there. If you have money in your pocket and you go to a country where women have different cultural values, and don't get me wrong, all women want the same thing. They all want the same thing. That's why when you go to the Philippines and these guys, they go and they marry a Filipina and they think that the life is wonderful. They don't realize that that Filipina has broken up with them psychologically years in advance. In fact, she never even loved you. But the way that their personalities are, the way that they are conditioned, they are raised to be wives and mothers, a man will never know these things. It's amazing because y'all can listen to Uncle Angry and it'll just go in one ear and come out the other, and then you'll say, you don't understand women. You don't understand how you could be with a Filipina 1 minute and everything's going great, and then the next minute she just breaks up with you and walks away. You don't understand that women break up with men psychologically, sometimes years in advance before they physically break up with them. In many cases, she never planned to be with you for the long term. You were just her come up. You are her plan B guy or her plan C guy. Okay? You are nothing more than that. You are the guy she chose to use to build her life off. And once that is complete, she always planned to move on. This is the way that most women think, and they have no gripes about doing this. If you don't notice already, women in Western society, men in Western society are more hated than the cockroach. And a lot of men will go, oh, that's just Western society. But if you step outside of Western society, it's different. The truth of the matter is that all women have that female nature inside of them. And if you basically give them enough time, they will tell on themselves. A lot of men, they look at things at face value. You should always take everything that they say or you're dealing with a potential partner, you should always take everything that they say, as a look at you. Basically, assume that everything they say is a lie, and then try to look for the truth in the lies. Because if you assume that most of it is the truth, and you're trying to look for the lies in the truth, it's going to be much harder. But if you say, well, everything that they're saying is a lie, and then you start looking for the truth and the lies, then it works out better for you. Again, a lot of these men, they don't want to learn from they're like, I don't understand. No, I agree. They refuse to accept reality. And then when reality bites them in the butt, that's when they want to come back. That's when they want to look for old Uncle Angry and say, Uncle Angry, this happened to me. And that's when Uncle Angry says, fuck off. All right? Guys, the reality is that a lot of women are going to find themselves in extraordinary states of poverty, destitution, and hardship because of the way that they're treating men and the way that they operate in Western society and globally. A lot of them are going to end up homeless, living in their cars, living in shelters, living in the woods over the next couple of years. Because guys, in just 5.5 short years, just in the U.S. alone, almost half all women will be childless and single. And when you factor in pregnant, women who already have children, that's like 70 to 90% of women that are going to be childless and single. And there's going to be extraordinary amounts of poverty and destitution. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my new guide, The Digital Nomad Blueprint. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. And also, guys, subscribe to the Angry Guy Clips channel where we post shorter videos and video responses, and also the Angry Guy live channel where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. What do you guys think regarding all of this? They don't want men to understand. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.